Hi guys, I also want to talk about what happened in Sokoto on December 7th. So just a couple of days ago, you heard about some reports again. I keep saying this because in Nigeria we have a lack of accurate reporting in Nigeria. I read a report said 30 people were killed. Another report said 42 people were killed. A different report is saying something else. But the point being that let me just say around 40 people were killed in Sokoto State on December 7th. They weren't just killed, they were burnt to death. And according to one of the survivors who later died, the bandits, whatever you want to call them, bandits or terrorists or assailants, they stood back and watched as they got burnt. These were women, these were children, these were people that is saying these things. I know it's a lot of bad news. I know it's a lot of depressing stories, but I feel like we have to talk about these things, right? And the funny thing about it, let me not say funny. It's not funny actually. The ironical thing about it is that days after that happened, right? Days after over 40 people were killed in Sokoto State. 3 days later, the president of Nigeria, Buhari, went to Lagos State for a book launch. And you have to start wondering what kind of leader, what kind of people are these? Like that in Sokoto State, your fellow citizens were murdered, were burnt alive, were burnt to death, and you had the guts, the effrontery to leave Abuja and go to Lagos State for a book launch. Is beyond any human capacity, is beyond any human. Only people that have no emotions will act like this. And I'm not saying that we should expect a lot from our leaders. Of course, we should expect them to do better. But I believe these guys they are morally inept. They are so corrupt. They have no emotions, because if they had emotions, they would not keep Nigeria where Nigeria is. They will not let the northern part of Nigeria become a bedrock of violence and a bedrock of disaster and banditry and terrorism. If they really cared about Nigeria and loved Nigeria, they wouldn't keep Nigeria where Nigeria is today. So, what would you expect from Buhari? I mean, cancel your book launch. Go to Sokoto State and try to relate to these people that lost their families. Try to emote with them. Try to weep with them as well. Try to say how are you gonna solve? How are you gonna prevent this from happening? Because it's been happening a lot in Nigeria. The rate of violence, the rate of kidnapping, the rate of killings, the rate of banditry, terrorism, Boko Haram activity, our servicemen being killed is going high, And for some reason, the government is so quiet. The government is so lackluster to deal with these issues. I want to talk about what I think we can do to solve this, right? And as someone that has studied intelligence operation as a course in uni in my undergrad, there's something you call intelligence gathering abilities, right? So, for example, you have human intelligence, you have SIGINT, you have signals intelligence, you have comments, that's communications intelligence, you have ELINT, electronic intelligence, and then you have OSINT, open source intelligence. I believe as a country we have these capabilities. Why do I think so? So, for example, when the Nigerian government wanted to capture Igboho, they captured him. That's why they felt that he left Nigeria. I think he was captured in Cotonou in Benin Republic. That was where he was captured. So they had the capacity and the ability to capture Igboho. When it came to capturing Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya, they captured Nnamdi Kanu. I'm not saying that these guys are good guys. My point is just in this context, the Nigerian government was able to capture these guys. I remember when Okonjo-Iweala, when her dad was kidnapped. I remember I was in secondary school then, I think, or Unizik. I can't remember. But the point is that when Okonjo-Iweala's dad was kidnapped, he was, I think he was a king in Ogashuku. In a couple of days, he was found. Like, they didn't even waste time. Like, you could see the Nigerian government on their feet, like tracking and trying to find this man back, and they got him back. When Greenfield happened, the students from Greenfield University, when they were kidnapped and their ransoms were asked. Remember, let's not forget, some of those students were killed. Obviously, others were later released. According to El-Rufai, in El-Rufai's words, the governor of Kaduna State, they knew where these bandits or where these kidnappers were. They knew where they were keeping these students. But for some reason, they didn't act. So like I've mentioned, you have all these intelligence gathering capabilities. You have human intelligence, right? You could go to someone in Sokoto State and ask them, who do you think these people are? Who do you think these bandits are? You can give them some money. You can try to, coerce them, not forcefully, but you know what I mean? Like try to ask them, because we know who these bad people are. We know who they are. These people have neighbors. They sleep somewhere. They have homes. They have families. With human intelligence, you can be able to find that and try to figure out who are these bandits, who are these kidnappers, right? Who are sponsoring these guys? Because obviously someone is giving them the money. Someone is giving them the guns. Someone is buying these weapons for them. Bullets are very expensive. It's not cheap to buy bullets. Who is buying these bullets for? Who are those, or whether it's an individual, whether it's a group of persons? Who are those buying these bullets for these guys? That's human intelligence. So you can ask people, you can talk to people, you can recruit people, and that begs the question. Our intelligence agency, I think it's called National NIA. I think I might be wrong. What are they doing? Because if Nigeria is going down the drain like this, that means that something is wrong with our agencies. They are not doing their job well. Another thing that we know we have the capacity to do is called SIGINT, signals intelligence. So SIGINT is like, it involves your phone, for example. They could hack into your phone. They could hack into the phones of these terrorists. They could listen in on their conversations. There's a bandwidth that all our phone signals. I mean, if I would ask you to listen to Edward Snowden. There was an interview he did. He's not just done one interview, he's done lots of interviews. But I would ask you to listen to one he did with Joe Rogan, where he talked about how the government could listen in on your phone conversations. Obviously, we know what happened. There was this story that broke a couple of months ago about Pegasus. So Pegasus is something that the Israelis, is a spyware, and they were able to hack into people's phones and listen on basically anything you're doing with your phone, they know what you're doing. Our governments, they have the capacity to do these things. I believe. I don't want to believe they don't, because if they don't, that means we are something is wrong somewhere. So I believe they have the capacity to do these things and to listen in on these bandits, their conversation. Who are these people talking to? Who are these Boko Haram members talking to? If they could find Igboho and find Nnamdi Kanu, I believe they can find who these guys are. They can trace them. They can track them. They can use satellites. These are things that work all over the world, and I believe they know these things. That's their job. We are paying them to know these things and to get this technology. So I believe they can get them. And the final one is what is called OSINT, open source intelligence. We all know that the northern part of Nigeria is a breeding ground for violence and terrorism in Nigeria. And we all know in our communities, right, we all know who the bad people are. If you go to, for example, Unizik, this was a university I went to, and if you ask around, someone could tell you who the cultists are, right? If you go to Imo or Sokoto State or Niger, if you went on the street and asked around, they could tell you who the people are that people are afraid. People are afraid of. People know. Stories. People say things to each other. People gossip. People say some things. People say, you hear rumors. That's open source intelligence. There are people that you can put out on the streets and say, ask questions around, inquire about these issues. Who are those sponsoring these things? Who are those at night or in daytime? They are going to these so and so places. I believe, like I said, that our country, Nigeria, know from the examples I've given you, right? If Nigeria wants to function, Nigeria will function. We've seen it. We've seen where people were gotten. We've seen Kano, we've seen Igbo, we've seen countless other people where they captured them, they got them. So if they want to capture these bandits or these killers, they can. But for some reason, and I think the reason is, like we all know, is corruption. The president has refused to name those sponsoring these bandits. He said he would name them. I think that was in the news a couple of weeks ago. We're gonna put it up as well. He refused to name who these bandits were. So the earlier we begin to name these people and begin to ask questions, I think the earlier we begin to come to terms with where we are as a country. I think it's high time that this killing stops. Buhari campaigned on stopping Boko Haram. He campaigned on reducing the violence. But since his coming, the violence has tripled. People are being killed on a daily basis, whether it's Fulani herdsmen, whether it's Boko Haram, whether it's kidnapping. I mean, you can name all of them, And I hope we can start to talk about solutions more and more. Like I said, I want us to be more solution driven on this channel. So I've listed out the intelligence, the gathering capabilities that we can use, and maybe you have other things that you want to sell, or maybe you have other opinions or ways you think that we can solve this issue in Nigeria. So please feel free to let me know. Feel free to comment on the comment section below, and please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like this video, and don't forget to share this video. Thank you for listening, and God bless.